And I loved the sort of like cheeky comment from Horner to Verstappen over the radio. Oh, well done, Max, overtaking him without contact. And Verstappen saying, oh, I know how to do this. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
This is a new skill for you, Verstappen. Apparently,
you just learned this season, not last season,
exactly.
not the season before that.
Exactly. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of F1 Talk with Sherif and Joe. And we are going to, for once, we're not kind of doing a post-race live, largely because the race in Baku was at like 4 a.m. for us. And there's just no way that Joe and I are going to do a 6 a.m. live stream.
No, thank you. No, thank you, Formula One.
Seriously. I argue that being on the West Coast of the United States means that you are one of the most dedicated F1 fans because we get the worst time zones, ever.
But we still watch every single race and bring you guys
bring
you guys the newest information out there.
So, man, this was an interesting weekend. It's finally nice to be back to racing.
I said yesterday, I told you, I'm kind of excited for the race because it's been like 1 month without racing.
Yeah, which is just, is brutal for us with a YouTube channel, but just brutal for us also as fans, man. Like we really want to talk about the races and kind of give our impressions about the events that unfolded. Now, talking about there's two things that we want to talk about, and the first one definitely was the sprint race, and it was nice to see the teeth come out of George Russell and really kind of put Verstappen in his place. He ultimately lost the position to him. But dude, not without a fight. Not without a fight.
They are here racing. So stop complaining. That's my take. Stop complaining because you do the same to everybody else on the track.
Dude.
More than we can remember.
Dude, I would that's exactly right. And Joe is talking to Verstappen because
Verstappen.
Post sprint race, Verstappen had some not so nice words to share with Russell because they made some contact, and he ended up with a hole in his side pod and some damage to his floor. And this is great for me because Verstappen perpetually complains about the sprint races for this reason. He's just like, it puts your car at risk. It doesn't really affect the outcome of the championship. But, if you don't want your car damaged, then don't drive so aggressively.
Yeah.
Right? Like, realistically speaking. Yeah. And even, Russell said, if I've got the apex and you're on the outside, that means it's my corner. And it's been that way since karting.
Yeah.
He
did it. Yeah. He owns the corner.
Exactly. And I love that Russell said, I'm not going to just get over because it's Max Verstappen, right? And Max is, always bitching and complaining about, why isn't he giving me the way? Well, because you don't own the racetrack, Max. You don't. Sorry. And
again, that would be so unfair if they actually give you the position back because last season and the season before that, you do that twice to Hamilton, more than twice to Hamilton, and Hamilton didn't even complain. He didn't even yell at the radio.
Mm-hmm.
He just keep complaining. So what's the right for you here?
Right. Exactly. And then really you're going to be upset about a little damage to your car right? Last time you pulled a maneuver like you did in this occasion, you parked your car on top of Hamilton's head. You went off at Silverstone at 180 miles per hour. So clearly you have a problem with going on the outside regardless of the situation. And I love the sort of like cheeky comment from Horner to Verstappen over the radio. Oh, well done, Max, overtaking him without contact. And Verstappen saying, oh, I know how to do this. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
This is a new skill for you, Verstappen. Apparently,
you just learned this season, not last season, not the season before that.
Exactly. So you can shove your little indignation.
You can just
up your butt.
just just do this.
Yeah, exactly. Really, Verstappen, you need to chill out, right? Really,
just drive the car. We know you're fast, but you still got some experience to go.
Dude, and that's been the name of the game this weekend, has been really the experience of the older generation versus the younger generation. And what's so funny is I'm going to use an argument that everybody used against Hamilton all those years. If you literally did not have the fastest car this season, you would not be winning the championship. Like really, your skills are not that high. And a person that proves that argument out is Alonso, man. Look at the achievements of Alonso, not only in this race, but in the entire season so far.
He's consistent.
Yeah.
Top for like what, 3 races already.
Yeah.
This is the third race of the season. And he's out there. He's been competing. And his time is actually match Red Bull.
Yeah,
the sector time is actually match Red Bull's pace.
Yeah, and just the strategic overtakes, the ability to get ahead of signs, in what should be a faster car than his, demonstrates his outright skill.
And again, it just says the experience tells a lot of a story here.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they know how to take under no DRS. And under tires, on the strategy, not just only relying on DRS. And again, I feel like the DRS is becoming too strong, and it kind of make the race very boring in some way.
In some ways, I agree. I absolutely agree.
And in this case, I wanted to also talk about Hamilton on Russell. Like Russell,
age before beauty, man.
Yeah, Russell can do qualifying really well. But then when it comes to race pace, every single time Hamilton is outperforming him.
Yeah, dramatically.
And it's not the DRS that is. I mean, it's still the DRS that is a little affecting it a little bit. But again, Hamilton, if you guys watch the race on few occasions, on those few overtake, like what Alonso is doing, he's doing strategic planning on Russell and on those guys. The other car, like, so they can wait. It's like they're waiting for their hunting,
Yeah. No, they're finding the right moment.
Yeah, the right moment at the right time and right strategy at the right time to pull it off. If they can't find a strategy, they will back down and they just wait and wait and wait. Yep. And we have seen that on Alonso and Hamilton for so many times.
Exactly. And really, if Verstappen, you were such a great racer, how come you came second, against your own teammate? I mean, Perez is the street fighter, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you have the same cars. Supposedly, you're the better driver. You have every opportunity to be better than your teammate. Why weren't you?
I know. I don't know.
Meanwhile, Hamilton, overtook and got ahead of his own teammate Russell, and Alonso destroyed Stroll, man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like really, and it just shows you the discipline of the older generation
yeah.
versus these younger guys.
And maybe you guys will argue, so why Hamilton cannot overtake Sainz? I mean,
That's a
just
car
look at that car.
issue at this
Just
point.
just
Yeah,
look at that car. It's so
yeah.
draggy and so heavy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you think about it from the car perspective, okay, guaranteed the Red Bull is by far the fastest. It still is with like what over you mentioned it earlier because I wasn't paying attention, but over 20 seconds
20
ahead of
seconds.
like the Ferrari,
Yeah, 20
right?
seconds ahead
The
of them.
Ferrari is clearly now the second place car because they for a fair amount of the race were kind of like fighting off the Red Bulls, and then the Red Bulls got DRS and et cetera, right? Really, the third fastest car on the track right now is the Aston,
Austin, yeah.
without
Yeah.
question, right? And now, regardless of all of the quote unquote developments that have been happening at Mercedes, Mercedes is a fourth place car.
That's
It
slow.
genuinely is, right? Because
Slow.
we've not even seen real battles between Hamilton and Alonso because the Mercedes can't even catch up to him, you know. And that's the thing. If you watch the race like early on, Hamilton was setting the fastest lap times,
Yeah, yeah.
for like a
A few,
while, but
yeah.
then he there was no way that he even could catch up at the fastest lap times with
It's
the
it's
Aston.
it's
So
it's the experience and the car that's doing
yeah,
that has to combine and get performance out. But
yeah,
Hamilton is using the experience to pull the performance of the car a little bit
yeah.
forward.
I know, and I feel that that's the case with the Aston and the Mercedes.
Yeah,
It's just the Aston has a little bit
little bit
more
more performance.
performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And what's interesting is that, man, I wonder if you had Alonso and Hamilton maybe in the Ferraris, if they could get even more out of the Ferraris than Leclerc and Sainz, you
They
know?
will probably do it. To be honest with you, they will probably have more pace on those cars if they are in the
Yeah, yeah. Which honestly would be very exciting to see.
because if you
Uh,
see like Leclerc, it's not like we say he's not at that stage yet of
no, definitely
championship
not.
contender stage. He keep on
No.
making mistake, and he's not consistent.
Yeah. It's so funny, man, because he was really from all of the discussion heralded as like, oh my God, it's Charles
Next,
Leclerc.
the
He's going to be
next
the
Michael
next. Like,
Schumacher.
yeah. But dude, I'm way
I'm
more excited to see Sainz
yeah,
drive a lot of times than I am to see Leclerc
yeah,
drive. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Michael Schumacher, he is not. Like
Definitely not.
literally, yeah,
Definitely
God
not.
no, for sure. But yeah, man, it was an interesting race for me and Joe. Definitely the highlight was seeing the
Russell,
wheel to wheel action of Russell versus Verstappen.
yeah. In
Um,
sprint race, not the actual
yeah,
race.
it's so funny too because I'm not even a big advocate of the sprint
Yeah,
races.
but the highlight
You know,
comes from there, and it's not even. I mean, it's on
yeah,
track action, but it's something that off the track that is doing the talk of the highlight
yeah,
for for
definitely,
the highlight.
absolutely, dude,
And
and
again,
and just
like it's Max. What do you expect? Max
yeah,
does this thing all the time.
yeah,
People needs to
exactly.
give him lesson. That's it.
Dude, and he no and he does he needs to realize like just because he thinks he deserves it doesn't mean he deserves it.
Yep.
Just because he thinks he owns the track doesn't mean that he owns the track. And that there are gonna be other people that fight against you and quite frankly disrespect you,
Yeah.
And that's the name of racing, bro. Like, you're in F1, suck it up.
Yeah.
Suck it
See,
up.
that's the difference between 2-time world champion and 7-time world champion. Because
Yeah.
Hamilton used to be like that in
Yeah.
the
In the
early
beginning.
stage of his career.
Yeah.
But when he got mature, he started realizing that he needs to chill out a little bit and just
Yep.
back down a little bit. But then he can still get the 4th championship, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th.
Yeah. Yeah.
Under those
Exactly.
circumstances.
Yeah. I don't see Verstappen maturing
No.
like that. I definitely don't. I think he's going to actually exit the sport before he matures to that level, to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's just him, his personality,
yeah.
and the way he taught, the way his father taught him. Just
Yep, 100%.
So there's nothing we can do.
All we can say is,
yeah,
screw you. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. If you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe button, join us down in the chat, and hit the like button, please. We appreciate you guys tuning in for this episode, and we hope you guys had a great weekend.
And we will see you soon.
Peace.